Hi, Monica. Thank you for coming in today. My name's Jesse. I'm a clinical exercise physiologist. So your doctor's referred you to come in and see me today. So I've got your results and the outline and that sort of stuff. But I just wanted to hear from you firsthand on why you've come in and seen me. So if you could just outline just a brief history of what's happened and what's going on.
Yeah, I'm 57 years old
Mm-hmm.
and I have been smoking for the last 40 years of my life,
Mm-hmm.
up to 1.5 packets a day.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, haven't, I have a few health issues. Plus, my husband has been diagnosed with lungs cancer.
Okay, well.
He had treatments
Mm-hmm.
and he's in remission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, and because of all that, that's kind of like give me a wake up call,
yeah.
and I want to change my route, my lifestyle to
Mm-hmm.
improve it, to improve my health.
Yeah. So are you aiming to improve your fitness and that sort of stuff?
Definitely,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
So yeah, obviously it's a massive wake up call with a loved one being diagnosed with cancer. Hopefully we can get in there and prevent it before it happening. But I believe you stopped smoking now.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
And is that because your doctor put you through that program?
Yeah.
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 How long ago did you finish that program?
About say a month ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And how are you going with smoking? Are you looking to smoke, or you here and there, or do you have the urge, or how are you?
I do have the urge,
Mhm.
but I also have the willpower to not to smoke. So I haven't been smoking.
That's really good to hear. Obviously, smokers, it's a vicious cycle with smokers. They try and stop smoking, and then they'll end up smoking, having one, and then they'll keep smoking, and then they'll just get worse and worse. So it's good that you've stayed 4 weeks now. So it's a definitely good start. So I'm not too sure if you're aware, but there's massive risk involved with smoking. Over half the smokers eventually die due to smoke-related diseases. It's got a high prevalence. It's got high relation to cardiovascular disease, so all problems with your heart. And then with cardiovascular disease, you're more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. So that's another lifestyle disease that we hopefully can prevent. Now, you've done the right thing by coming in, so hopefully we can do something for you already. So just with cardiovascular disease, because you're a female, the likelihood of you having taken birth control pills, menopause, that increases your risk. And when you compare smokers with non-smokers, you're 2 to 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with a cardiovascular disease. Right? So with cardiovascular disease, smoking, type 2 diabetes, all these are risk factors that would reduce your life expectancy. So the earlier we can get on top of it, essentially the longer hopefully you'll have to live. Okay. So I've received your blood results. They're not that bad. I've definitely seen worse, but at the moment you're outside the norm. Well, we're on the road at the moment to getting type 2 diabetes. So it's a lifestyle disease that we can prevent. Now, if we can get in there soon, so fix up your diet, start exercising, reduce your smoking, cease smoking. Cease smoking is very important. But if we need to reduce it first, that's fine. We'll work it out step by step. So all these factors could reduce your likelihood of suffering type 2 diabetes. Okay. Are you taking any medication at the moment?
Yes, for hypertension.
Okay. Do you know your medication?
It's a beta blocker
Yeah,
and ACE inhibitor.
Okay. And do you know what they do?
Not really.
No, your GP didn't explain it to you?
She might have, but I don't remember.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
So basically, these two blood pressure medications is to reduce your heart rate or lower your heart rate, sorry, and reduce your blood pressure, the blood pressure in your veins. So with high blood pressure, there's a buildup of plaque inside the arteries and veins. This forces your heart to contract more and put it through more work. And obviously, the longer this happens, the higher the risk of a heart disease occurring and a sudden death. Okay, so we want to avoid that as much as we can. But at the moment, that's essentially the history. At the moment, how are you feeling?
I'm very fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
I often I wheeze a lot and shortness of breath, heavy breathing, yeah, and cough. Oh, I definitely cough a lot with the green phlegm.
Okay. Just with the shortness of breath, is that at rest or with exercise, or is there anything that triggers it?
It's ongoing all day, but I find if I do like a bit more physical activities, it bring it out more. Yeah.
Sure. So with the shortness of breath, I've analysed your spirometry test. So there's a couple of values that we are interested in. So the forced vital capacity, what that means is how much oxygen your lungs can take in, and the amount of air that you can expire within the first second, so the forced expiratory volume. Alrighty. So when we work that out, you've actually been diagnosed. Oh, sorry, you haven't been diagnosed yet, but you're indicating for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So that just means that when you try and breathe, it's more difficult than normal. So what I'll do is I'll refer you to the GP again, and he'll refer you on to a cardiopulmonary specialist to do further tests and investigate that, and make a formal diagnosis. Because with the results here, that's the indication that we're going at the moment. Okay. Have you had much exercise in the past? Do you enjoy it?
No, I've been pretty passive, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you played any group sports or anything in the past, or not at all?
No, life is just too busy. I've got a full-time job and I've got to do the housework as well. So it's hard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I definitely understand. So what I would tailor to you is a short, high-intensity interval training-based program. So it would have you ideally in the gym for 30 to 40 minutes. Because you're already short of breath, a lot of the time we try and maximize these in bursts. So we give you a high intensity of training for, say, example, 30 seconds, and then we'll give you a minute or so rest at a low capacity. So you have time to bring down your heart rate, and control your breathing and that sort of stuff. So because you haven't had much activity, it is quite full on doing high intensity interval training. So just to get you as an introduction and get your body moving, we'd probably introduce yoga. Was that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, that's nice. So
yoga is really low impact activity. You can do it in a group environment, so it's really supportive. Is that something your husband would possibly join in, or?
He wouldn't mind exercising, but not yoga, I don't think.
Okay, sure. So we can probably bring him into the gym. Yoga, maybe, do you have a colleague or something that you could bring in, or a friend?
Yeah, I do. A friend of mine who's keen to go to the gym as well, but she didn't have anyone, so this would be a good starting point for us.
Beautiful. It's a great bonding experience. Everyone's busy, so we want to make the most of our time. So if you can socialise and exercise at the same time, it's all for it. So do you have any injuries at the moment that could affect your performance in a gym?
Yeah, in the past I ruptured my Achilles tendon, and so I'm walking with a bit of a limp at the moment, and that interferes with my walking.
Yeah, no, that's it. So just because you're starting up everything again, I'd probably get you on a bike instead of, for example, a treadmill. A bike's really good to improve your overall fitness, restore the capacity of your lungs, get you really working, but there's less impact on your joints, so your ankles, your knees, your hips. Is that something you'd be interested in? Yeah,
that sounds very good. Yeah.
Beautiful. So ideally at the beginning we'd do 2 to 3 sessions of high intensity interval training at the gym, and then and then 2 or 3 sessions of yoga.
Is this per week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So say 2 sessions each per week, and then we might tail yoga off, and then increase high intensity, and then we adjust how hard you train as well. But because of your medications, that would affect your performance as well. So with beta blockers and ACE inhibitors, because they reduce your heart rate, they reduce your maximal heart rate. So say you have a heart rate of 150 beats per minute, it would reduce to, say, for example, 130 beats per minute. Now, if we're pushing you to 130, you're essentially at full capacity. So what we would do to prevent, to see how we can track you, we'd use a rate of perceived exertion. So that's on a scale of 6 to 20, 6 being not being difficult, 20 being very, very difficult. Alrighty. Another scale we'd use is an angina scale. So that's just to measure chest pain. So because we can't really use maximum heart rate to determine how hard you're working, if you feel any significant chest pain or anything like that throughout our sessions, please call it out. And then I'll see what is the problem, and then we would address it accordingly. Alrighty. Did you have any other questions for me at this time, or do you want to feel free to get anything off your chest?
No, you pretty much explain everything. I'm just looking forward to the exercises.
Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, at the beginning it's going to be tough. So it's just like smoking. So once we break down the bad habit, we start building good habits on top of that, and that's when we can really progress and move forward. So it's definitely a long way, but if we can stop smoking, improve the diet, have exercise, we can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes, reduce your cardiovascular disease risk, and hopefully, if we can limit the damage to your lungs from smoking, then that's all good news. All right?
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for your time, Sophia. I appreciate it.